Tanabata, also known as the Star Festival, is a Japanese festival originating from the Chinese Qixi Festival. It celebrates the meeting of the deities Orihime and Hikoboshi. According to legend, the Milky Way separates these lovers, and they are allowed to meet only once a year on the 7th day of the 7th lunar month of the lunisolar calendar. The date of Tanabata varies by region of the country, but the first festivities begin on the 7th of July of the Gregorian calendar. The celebration is held at various days between July and August. History. The festival was introduced to Japan by the Empress Koken in 755. It originated from the festival to plead for skills, an alternative name for Qixi, which was celebrated in China and also was adopted in the Kyoto Imperial Palace from the Heian period. The festival gained widespread popularity amongst the general public by the early Edo period, when it became mixed with various obon traditions, and developed into the modern Tanabata festival. Popular customs relating to the festival varied by region of the country, but generally, girls wished for better sewing and craftsmanship, and boys wished for better handwriting by writing wishes on strips of paper. At this time, the custom was to use dew left on taro leaves to create the ink used to write wishes. Incidentally, Bon is now held on the 15th of August on the solar calendar, close to its original date on the lunar calendar, making Tanabata and Bon separate events. The name Tanabata is remotely related to the Japanese reading of the Chinese characters, which used to be read as Shichiseki. It is believed that a Shinto purification ceremony existed around the same time, in which a Shinto miko wove a special cloth on a loom called a Tanabata and offered it to a god to pray for protection of rice crops from rain or storm and for good harvest later in autumn. Gradually this ceremony merged with Kikoden to become Tanabata. The Chinese characters and the Japanese reading Tanabata joined to mean the same festival, although originally they were two different things. An example of Ataji story, like Qixi and Chilseok, Tanabata was inspired by the famous Chinese folklore story, The Weaver Girl and the Cowherd. Some versions were included in the Manyoshu, the oldest extant collection of Japanese poetry. The most popular version is as follows. Orihime, daughter of the Tente, wove beautiful clothes by the bank of the Amano-gawa. Her father loved the cloth that she wove, and so she worked very hard every day to weave it. However, Orihime was sad that because of her hard work she could never meet and fall in love with anyone. Concerned about his daughter, Tente arranged for her to meet Hikoboshi, who lived and worked on the other side of the Amano-gawa. When the two met, they fell instantly in love with each other and married shortly thereafter. However, once married, Orihime no longer would weave cloth for Tente, and Hikoboshi allowed his cows to stray all over heaven. In anger, Tente separated the two lovers across the Amano-gawa and forbade them to meet. Orihime became despondent at the loss of her husband and asked her father to let them meet again. Tente was moved by his daughter's tears and allowed the two to meet on the 7th day of the 7th month if she worked hard and finished her weaving. The first time they tried to meet, however, they found that they could not cross the river because there was no bridge. Orihime cried so much that a flock of magpies came and promised to make a bridge with the wings so that she could cross the river. It is said that if it rains on Tanabata, the magpies cannot come and the two lovers must wait until another year to meet. Names Orihime and Hikoboshi are called various names in the different versions of the story. Customs. In present-day Japan, people generally celebrate this day by writing wishes, sometimes in the form of poetry, on tanzakus, small pieces of paper, and hanging them on bamboo, sometimes with other decorations. The bamboo and decorations are often set afloat on a river or burned after the festival, around midnight or on the next day. This resembles the custom of floating paper ships and candles on rivers during Obon. Many areas in Japan have their own Tanabata customs, which are mostly related to local Obon traditions. There is also a traditional Tanabata song. Date. The original Tanabata date was based on the Japanese lunisolar calendar, which is about a month behind the Gregorian calendar. As a result, some festivals are held on the 7th of July, some are held on a few days around the 7th of August, while the others are still held on the 7th day of the 7th lunar month of the traditional Japanese lunisolar calendar, which is usually in August in the Gregorian calendar. The Gregorian dates of the 7th day of the 7th lunar month of the Japanese lunisolar calendar for the coming years are the 20th of August 2015, the 9th of August 2016, the 28th of August 2017, the 17th of August 2018, the 7th of August 2019, the 25th of August 2020. Festivals. Large-scale Tanabata festivals are held in many places in Japan, mainly along shopping malls and streets, which are decorated with large, colorful streamers. The most famous Tanabata festival is held in Sendai from 6 to the 8th of August. In the Kanto area, two of the largest Tanabata festivals are held in Hiratsuka, Kanagawa, and in Asagaya, Tokyo immediately prior to the start of the Obon holiday in mid-August. A Tanabata festival is also held in Sao Paulo, Brazil around the first weekend of July and Los Angeles, California in the beginning of August. Although Tanabata festivals vary by region, most festivals involve Tanabata decoration competitions. Other events may include parades and Miss Tanabata contests. Like other Japanese matsuri, many outdoor stalls sell food, provide carnival games, etc., and add to the festive atmosphere. Tokyo Disneyland often celebrates the Tanabata festival featuring a greeting parade with Mickey as Altair and Minnie as Vega. Sendai Tanabata Festival. The Sendai Festival began shortly after the city was founded in the early Edo period. The Tanabata Festival gradually developed and became larger over the years, although the festival's popularity started to dwindle after the Meiji Restoration, and almost disappeared during the economic depression that occurred after World War I. The volunteers in Sendai revived the festival in 1928 and established the tradition of holding the festival from 6 to the 8th of August. During World War II it was impossible to hold the festival, and almost no decorations were seen in the city from 1943 to 1945, but after the war, the first major Tanabata festival in Sendai was held in 1946, and featured 52 decorations. In 1947, the Showa Emperor Hirohito visited Sendai and was greeted by 5,000 Tanabata decorations. The festival subsequently developed into one of the three major summer festivals in the Tohoku region and became a major tourist attraction. The festival now includes a fireworks show that is held on the 5th of August. At the Sendai Tanabata Festival, people traditionally use 7 different kinds of decorations, which each represent different meanings. The 7 decorations and the symbolic meanings are: The ornamental ball, often decorated above streamers in present-day Tanabata decorations, was originally conceived in 1946 by the owner of a shop In downtown Sendai, the ball was originally modeled after the dahlia flower. In recent years, box-shaped tournaments have become popular alternatives to the ornamental ball. G8 Summit in 2008. In 2008, the 34th G8 Summit in Toyoko, Hokkaido coincided with Tanabata. As host, Japanese Prime Minister Yasuo Fukuda invited the G8 leaders to participate in the spirit of the festival. They were each asked to write a wish on a piece of paper called tanzakus, to hang the tanzaku on a bamboo tree, and then to take the necessary actions to change the world for the better. As a symbolic gesture, the actual writing and the act of hanging up that note is at least a first step. The Japanese Ministry of Foreign Affairs made colored strips of paper and a bamboo tree for G8 wishes available in Roppongi during the summit. Protesting organizations in Sapporo during the G8 summit also tried to use the spirit of Tanabata to focus attention on a somewhat different set of wishes. Non-governmental organizations including Oxfam and Care International set up an online wish petition campaign to coincide with the G8 summit and Tanabata. Outside Japan, Fukuda's timely gesture had unanticipated consequences. For example, the Indian nationally circulated newspaper, The Hindu, picked up on this festival theme by printing an editorial featuring unconventional Tanabata wishes. Fukuda also invited his fellow citizens to try turning off the lights in the house and stepping outside to enjoy with the family the sight of the Milky Way in the night sky. On the 7th of July, the Japanese Ministry of the Environment anticipated that over 70,000 facilities and households across Japan would switch off the lights from 2000 to 2200 as a symbolic step and as a wish for the future.